Welcome, Strategy Battle Goes, to another GBHL YouTube video. This is a very special episode of the Palantir because we have a rather exciting announcement this week. I don't really know how to say this or how to get across some fairly major change in our life, but basically, what is that?
What is it?
It's James.
What's he want?
James having a baby.
He's what? Having a baby?
James and Jane are having a baby.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Oh. Well done. What about our news?
Well, we'll have to let him have this week. I think that's only fair enough. We can tell him about our news next week.
Yeah, baby's probably just trumps it.
Yeah, probably for this week. For this week.
This week only. Yeah.
Congratulations, James.
Well done.
Congratulations, Jane.
Congratulations.
See you next week. That's close.
That's it.
Welcome to Strategy Battle Games, our GBHL YouTube video. You're here, your host, GBHL Damian.
And GBHL Tom.
And we're here with episode 68 of
The Palantir.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
We're back.
Back again, 2 weeks in a row. Whoop! Boom. Smashed it.
Yeah.
Probably need a holiday
Yes.
after this.
And a shave.
A long holiday. I don't expect I'll come back.
I nearly didn't.
I heard the bit about shaving.
Yeah, good. Yeah, we're back.
Is that full?
Always a rogue sip.
Sorry.
Every time. And
we're back against extreme adversity this
Are we?
week, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have noticed. We're currently, some of you have been fortunate enough to be in the Palantir studio before, and people constantly remark out, they always say it's smaller than it I thought it was going to be. But the Palantir studio at the moment is mine and Emma's bedroom, as we're having some new wardrobes put up, exclusive wardrobe
it's
content.
exciting times.
Yeah, you've seen in our bedroom. What do you think?
Outstanding.
They are bespoke. It's the equivalent if some of you won't have had wardrobes made before, which is fine.
Did you get?
But it's the equivalent of like a Shadow and Flame commission job, like when they make you like a one-off kind of version.
Have
of
you
it.
got Kev to paint it?
Kev's going to paint it with a fine detail brush. Yeah. So that means me and Emma are sleeping here in the games room. Tom's downstairs on the sofa. Our bed, the mattress for that is on the floor of the lounge. You could probably don't sleep on that.
Yeah, they
That's
won't
my
let me.
bed.
They won't let me.
It's just absolute beds disassembled, chaos, madness. But we could have lesser hosts who hadn't just had 9 weeks off would have gone now. We'll call it a night. And Emma was like, "You're not actually." I mean, Tom's surely not coming over.
Could have filmed in your car. That would have been good banter.
Top banter. But we soldiered on through to give me a break from the hell of home improvements morning.
Yes. Cheers for that. And all this wardrobe talk. It's only our own opinion.
It is. These wardrobes are only our own opinions and our own viewpoints. Do not represent the views of the GBHL podcast or the Great British Holy or any other formal body or institution such as John Lewis.
You didn't get your thing from John Lewis,
like 8
did you?
times
Yeah.
as expensive. Very reasonable.
Just pays for their adverts at Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay, so
What do you want to do this year?
Pick that up.
Can we get like an independent artist girl who's a bit edgy to sing a cover of a song? Yeah, same again. Yeah, what was the same? Look forward to it. Look out this December for the independent edgy girl singing a cover.
No.
Oh no, he's teed all over himself. He's realised he's on to John Lewis's winning formula. My God, it's always a slightly edgy girl singing a cover that makes you think, oh, now I think that song's about Christmas.
Cheers for that. Anyway, Tito's for this week before I spill it all over me again. Last week it was with Ben Stanley.
Ben Stanley.
Well done. And
a scholar and a gent.
that's last week's.
Well, that was old news.
Ross Diggle said, "Congratulations on the Tito's, Ben Stanley. These two will probably read out your nominations on the wedding of your new baby."
Ha! Joke's on you, Diggle! 1 week later.
So yeah, Ben Stanley is passing it on to Harry Moore.
Harry Moore. It's like live and breathe.
Yeah, what a legend.
Legend. Has he seen the toilets?
Yeah,
Harry Moore. Just Harry.
Yeah.
Just Harry.
More Harry.
More Harry. Been a lot of Harry. We should probably apologise this week. No one's going. The World Cup. You won't have seen the World Cup.
Yeah.
That semi-finals. Unfortunately, Harry and Damian were unable to meet up to record them. But as you watch this, they will have been recorded.
They've not been doing much content, to be fair.
This is some crazy predicting fact.
You are bad at predicting. Yeah. Let's put it that way.
I know they're. I know they're meant. As we're recording this on Monday, they're meant to be meeting up on Thursday. So by the time you watch this on Friday, they should have met up to record. But I don't know if they did. So hopefully the semi-finals will be next week.
Yeah, because we planned our Monday date to be World Cup day.
I have to say date. Yeah, we're just doing this instead.
But yeah, has Harry won the tournament? He's not. He's come second quite a few
Knocking
times.
on the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
I think a lot of people
above David Reed, the best person to not win a tournament. I'd say.
I couldn't say. I think he's nearly there, Harry, but he's not quite there. You know, it's like he's almost got there. Yeah. He's been to a lot of tournaments and nearly won. And it's like, well, should he win a tournament? Should he? And you're kind of like, yeah, probably. Oh, but he hasn't.
No.
But maybe soon.
Yeah.
Maybe soon. What do you think? Would you be averse to Harry winning a tournament?
I don't know. I mean, it depends if I'm in it or not.
In the tournament, yeah. Well, it's a very elite club, the people who've won the tournament. So you don't want to flood it. You don't want to flood the market.
No.
But I think if he was to win a tournament and join the elite club, I think he could come. He'd have to bring the Jaffa cakes.
Yeah.
I think we'd be up for that. Harry Moore, enjoy a cup of tea, sir. What a legend.
Anyway, we had lots of nice comments on our return.
We did, and photos and stuff. Yeah.
You're talking about the Facebook comments.
Yeah.
Be my guest.
Tom's doing the director's commentary on this week's episode. Yeah, there were like people. I was really touched. There were like people who put up like messages of watching it again, saying like, "It's good to have you back," and the Fridays haven't been the same, and all this sort of stuff. Which I think is absolute nonsense that you would actually look forward to this, but it's genuinely very.
We don't look forward to it.
It's nice to hear. And it does mean a lot, so we're glad that you do enjoy the nonsense that goes on.
Yes, indeed. And I also enjoyed that people were putting us on the big screens.
Yeah, big kittens.
Big screen. Anyway, some nice comments in the actual comments. So they're like double comments.
Brilliant.
David Murphy, 9 weeks since the last Palante. It's been that long. Well, thank goodness it's back now. Indeed, it is back.
Certainly for this week.
Yes. Shadow and Flame Dave, I know your faces. How long has it been? For too long have I been under the influence of Saruman, but now I'm free to breathe the free air once more. Perhaps my fingers would remember their strength if they grasp my
tool?
Sculpting tool.
Sculpting tool.
Very good.
Brave our faces.
Now you've got to kill Grima. Always kill Grima.
Kill Grima. It was his fault. Stupid Ariel.
Andreas Norwegian Viking, great to have you back. Great to have you back. I missed the Fridays, knackered after a week of work, sitting in my couch watching nerdy. I missed the Fridays, knackered after a week of work, sitting in my couch watching nerdy people talk about nerdy stuff.
In his couch. Could happen.
Warlord, finally the Palantir is back and my life can go back to normal.
I'm so sorry about your life.
David Reed, nice cup of tea, Damian. Could do with a bit more milk. Glad to have you guys back.
Have you had tea with David Reed? It's awful. It's what you did last week. That's the strongest tea you've ever seen compared to. It's just milk and milk. I couldn't believe it.
Really?
When he was down here and I was making it, and I was genuinely like, "Well, this is too much milk, so you must be joking." And he was like, "No, more." I was like, oh, just awful. Just awful.
What a sketch, what a show. Boys, you still got it. Best Friday in a long time. Perfect score, 5 out of 7.
Thank you, that's very sweet.
Yes. Who else but held it? Oh my god, it's to Palante. I'm so excited.
It's oh my god.
Okay. Is it?
That's how you say that.
Would you like to read it?
You got it spelled correctly. Oh my god, it's to Palante. I'm so excited. I can't spare anymore.
Thank you for that rendition. There were some more muted reactions. David Whittaker, you chaps have been missed. This episode made me realise my washing machine runs for an awfully long time. I always assumed it was half an hour, but it was still running by the time the 50-point bat rep began. So much for the time saver setting. I blame my cheap landlord. Could we involve some washing machine chat every week?
Yeah, probably. I think, Ryan, 1. On my
to go with
washing
radiators
machine,
chat.
I don't know, David, if you might have a look at this, but when you put the setting on it, there's a little number there, and that's a number for how long it takes. That's always helped me.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it has a timer on.
I mean, it's not...
You set the drying to whatever time you want it to.
It's not the date, you know? So, there you go. If you made the toaster breakthrough, you know about the toaster breakthrough.
That's how long it's on.
Yeah, rather than the degree of toastiness. I can't remember where this came up, but it went kind of viral about 5 years ago. It's like there's someone going, oh my kid! That when you put it to 5, it's not 5 levels of toastiness. It's 5 minutes. It could happen.
Levels of toast.
Because most things aren't minutes. Most of those dials are not. You know, gas mark 7. It's not 7 minutes, is it? It's up to the 7th amount.
Yeah.
It's up to 11.
You get gas mark 200 on the new ones.
Yeah. So I don't think it's that absurd.
No.
But yeah, it's a life shattering moment when you realise.
I like toastiness. David McShurra, you've been gone so long, I had to go outside and talk to a girl instead. It was awful. She didn't know anything about SPG and she didn't have a trivia section.
Oh, we're sorry. Guys, no one wants that.
Can you imagine going up to a girl? Do you have a trivia section? I'm out.
Girls do have a trivia section. You have to work for it.
Some of the people appreciated the sketch and liked the kittens.
I know what's kittens.
Good if you like the kittens.
How could you not like kittens?
Yeah.
What's a kitten?
So, yes, that was people reacting to the show being back.
Thank you very much.
Which is great.
Whee.
The news. The news. What news is there from the Mark, Damian, or from anywhere else?
No Mark.
No Mark.
Most exciting news lots of exciting news this week, all very on topic.
Yeah.
Firstly, Mario won Wimbledon.
That
was amazing.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
What a day in the SPG world.
Yeah.
Very excited about that. Secondly, at the time of recording, Blink-182's new album California is #1 in the UK charts.
Okay, well that's pretty big.
That's their first ever UK #1 album.
Is it?
How do you feel about the album now that they don't have Tom in the band, obviously, and they've got Matt Skiba
it's
from
just not
Palantir.
really the same, is it?
You're right, it isn't.
It's good, but then it's not the same. It's that guy from... Wait, I'm going to get this.
Well, I've just said it seconds ago.
Did you?
Yeah, I mean literally
Okay,
seconds
let's
ago.
ignore it then.
No, go on.
Alkaline Trio.
Very good.
Yeah.
Wow.
I never listened to you.
I mean, I know we don't watch the show, but do we not even listen when we're here? I wonder, I don't know what we were talking about last week. Yeah, what's your favourite song off the new album?
The first one.
Yeah.
Starts really well.
Bored to Death.
Yeah.
Bored to Death is the second song on the album.
Sorry. Well, mine doesn't have the first song.
It's a very good album. It's a good album.
Yeah.
It's grown on me quite a lot, yeah. It doesn't quite sound like them. So there we go, that's the news.
Any more news?
As of right now, Theresa May is going to be the Prime Minister.
Yes. I'm not going to ask how you feel about that. Let's move on.
It's like getting kicked in the nuts or punched in the face, isn't it? The news. There's some news from Weta, that was quite exciting. This happened a few weeks ago, but some of you may not have seen this. That Weta Collectibles, who make the wonderful range, that kind of more and more tournaments are kind of giving away the kind of replicas. You did them for the league final.
Yep.
The league final prizes were
the 3 ones.
It's ad hoc trivia section.
Yeah.
Aragorn.
Correct. Where posed where?
Oh, Strider in Brie.
Yes.
Gandalf.
Correct.
Gollum.
Very good.
Boom, smashed it. And Sam Page gets their stuff.
Yes.
For his Mid-Sussex War Games.
More the posters.
Yeah.
Well, artwork frame that you can frame.
Got a couple of them. But they're starting to do a new range. of smaller figures, much smaller figures.
How big
Still
are we
hand
talking?
painted. They're 1/30th, I think.
Okay.
So they're not hugely bigger than SBG figures. And the first set they're doing is Dol Guldur. And so you'll be able to get the ring race and Elrond. And the idea is it's a bit more affordable.
Do you think we could have saved ourselves a lot of time?
I think we could save Barry a lot of time. But they'll be making the place as well. They'll be making
Really?
Dol Guldur, and you'll be able to buy little bits of Dol Guldur, and it's going to be modular. This is cool. I think this is really, really cool. I don't think
How
they've announced
expensive
it.
is that going to be?
They haven't said, but they said it's a lower price point, which wouldn't be hard because their current price point is very high.
Yes.
But I'd imagine they'll be significantly cheaper, and far more achievable going to get. All right, I'll go and get an Elrond, and I'll get a ring ray for him to fight. And the idea is you build up these things, and if they're a success, I think they're going to do a lot of them. It's cool. But there's a video if you I'm sure if you Google Weta Dol Guldur collectibles or something, you'll find it.
Yeah.
But their stuff's amazing. Their statues and everything are absolutely brilliant. So I'm quite excited about that. I think it'll be quite cool. And God knows I need more things to spend money on. Don't have to paint them though. So.
Yeah, you need to
But
pay
there
the
was talk. That's not me. There was talk from people saying, "Do you think you'll be able to use Dol Guldur as scenery because it's near enough to my scale?"
It's buried.
Yes. But for anyone who doesn't have access to my front room, that it should be about the right scale. So maybe it might make some SPG scenery,
Which would be cool.
Yeah, could be able to buy a little bit of Dol Guldur for them.
Very cool. Tournaments.
Yes.
What tournaments are there coming up?
We have the Scouring of Cheshire.
We do indeed.
Which is a week tomorrow.
Sold out, but huge update.
Huge update.
Yeah.
Big update, Tom. Go on. I've given my huge update.
We have accommodation.
Brilliant.
What an update.
Yeah. We're in the Altrincham Central Travel Lodge, Palace of Dreams. I'm kidding. That's the Chumley Lodge. But yeah, we'll be there. 10 minutes from the venue. Nice, solid.
Is anyone else there?
Don't know. What do you mean watching? I wouldn't have thought so. But yeah, we'll be there. A lot of people, I believe, are staying in the Chester Court or something. But that was flop on our own.
What a shame.
Yeah, good. Again, good story. Haven't got breakfast included in the deal.
This is the worst hotel ever.
But yeah, don't we get a sandwich at the Scouring of Cheshire? That's why I didn't get breakfast.
You get a bacon roll
Yeah.
or a sausage roll.
Breakfast, not?
Don't know.
I think so. Probably.
Could have been.
But we're very excited to go to Steve's tournament and see his awesome scenery.
I think he could have made his Erebor gate a bit bigger.
Yeah, too small.
Yeah.
Too small looking at it. It looks to me. Because the trees, you can still see them.
Yeah.
Whereas ideally, for it to be the right size, you don't want to be able to see
You
the
want
trees.
it to be the facade of your house. That's the size.
Or
you
just
need.
your house.
Yeah.
Why a facade? Why for it? But yeah, I don't wonder if he got carried away on that Erebor one and just actually started building a house. You know, kind of like going full on builder into it.
So yeah, that's Steve's event, and then after that it is the one in
Almost certainly
Sutton.
Dan Bird's event in Sutton at Sanctuary Game Centre, which
Yeah.
is very exciting.
He is planning it right now.
6th and 7th of August, I believe.
Yeah, something like that.
Make sure you get on that. Very excited.
And finally we have the Longbottom Carnival.
Woo! Very, very exciting.
Do you like the carnival?
I love the carnival. What's not to like? It's a carnival.
It's
Toys. I can confirm I'll be doing a Fiendish Finchley quiz. For the 3rd year running, I believe. I think.
Will it be fiendish?
I hope so.
Okay.
It should be in Finchley as well. And fundamentally, it must be a quiz.
Yes.
There are 3 things that are very tricky to get right.
Okay.
So yes.
Very good. And
We also this weekend have the Forge World Open Day.
we do indeed on Sunday. We know for certain that Nick Bramwell is there.
Yeah, Nick.
Take lots of photos, please. Take a good camera.
Yeah, tell us everything.
Yeah.
Show us all the stuff, please. Very excited about that. So good luck to Team Miller
Yes,
on
indeed.
Sunday, peddling their wares.
Cycling, are they?
Most of them are local.
All right. So moving on. Is that at the end of the news?
I think so.
That is the news. Okay.
Jesus.
Other comments from last week. Few on the 50-point bat rep. 3 6s in a row on GBHL dice. And David Reed, that was Irex. And then David Reed, glad Gollum managed to pick up another controversy-free win.
Pick up another controversy-free win. Is he implying that there shouldn't be have been a replays in the first place?
Maybe.
Justice for Gollum.
Yeah, justice for Gollum. Okay, so on to trivia section. Oh, I forgot. Mr. Snoblaw asked whether he could pick up a copy of SBG issue 3 at the Scaring of Cheshire. What's the answer?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
That's exactly the sort of thing we're after.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's Geffen, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're correct.
There's nothing on that second paper that confirms that's Geffen, is there?
No. It's just.
I think, or have I done it wrong? Have I gone backwards? It is Geffen, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not Dewey Evans, because Dewey Evans is Dewey Evans. Remember, yeah,
Classic technique.
Yeah, it is Geffen. Yes, absolutely Geffen. You can very much get that. We'll bring it along for you.
Okay, trivia section. David Reed, now that Palantir's back on, is encouraged to go and get a 6-pack Alfredos.
Brilliant, yeah, you deserve them.
Yeah, post a picture, because we need it.
Let's put it online. We need to post it to us.
Okay. Right, we had a mini trivia for everybody asking what my list was going to be for Nova, or at least what I was starting painting.
Yeah.
And 2 people got it right. David Murphy was close. He said Tom's new army for Nova is the Road to Rivendell because he's rubbish at using wargs.
Why is that? Why is it? What, instead of an warg?
Yeah.
Right, okay, I see. Yeah.
But getting it correct, for the most part anyway, Josh Triffitt and GBHL, who's both said Lake Town, and I'll be doing Lake Town Militia. So, yes.
Filth.
Yeah, absolute filth.
800 points of Lake Town Militia?
Yes.
You got the army planned out?
Not 100%. I've got 40 Militia with Bard and some captains, and then some stuff to go with it. Which may be Gandalf and Bilbo if I'm feeling nice, and maybe Galadriel and Saruman if I'm not feeling nice.
I don't think you feel nice. It's grim. Fun
maybe
product
Alfred.
to paint. Obviously Alfred, yeah. Bit of Bomber in there. For real theme.
Who was that?
Yeah, he was at the battle.
Oh.
Yeah, he was at...
Do you think it would be acceptable if you had Bombo with a horn and Alfred in the women's outfit?
I don't think if Alfred's in a women's outfit and Bomber's got the horn, I don't think that's right at all. There's something gone very, very wrong there.
Anyway, your question, Damian. What was your question?
My question was, how much, what age difference is there between Arwen and do they get anything for that? Do they get a chance to buy a Frodo?
Sure, why not? Jay and Josh Triffitt can, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just to confirm, you don't want to. I just hate the errata section every week.
Yeah.
And they'll have a rubbish week wondering. My question was, what is the age difference between Arwen and Eladan and Elrohir? Who Eladan and Elrohir first minefield to avoid. They were actually, a few people got this wrong, they were born in the same year. So you actually only had to know the 2 years.
They could have been different, yeah.
Yeah, has happened. So yeah, what was the age difference?
Well, Damian, you picked an absolute stonker of a question here. Why is that?
Well, I don't know. Do I give the correct answer?
No. You've got one.
How do you want to do the big
You've
reveal?
got one TA 130, and then TA 130 plus 9.
You sound like you're talking about Game of Thrones theories. Yeah. So the answer is no. You don't want the answer.
No
this
answer.
Is tricky. My answer
is tricky.
Is there is one answer that I have, which is the correct answer we're going with, because quiz master right at time recording, but it changes. It changes because the twins' age,
the twins' birthday,
twins' birthday changes in Tolkien's later writings. Da Funk. So yeah, there are actually two answers, and of course,
And if you look in different books,
yeah.
you will get different birthdays.
Because I am old, we're going from the originals. The older ones, meaning that they were born in 139. And Arwen was born in 241.
Correct.
Meaning that the difference between them is 102 years old.
It is indeed. But the other birth date for the twins is 130. 130 of the two age. And there's a third age.
Difference of 9 years.
Yes, a difference of 9 years. So you could have got 111 as the answer.
Which would have been the wrong answer.
Yes, but we'd probably have given it.
Probably wouldn't.
Warlord went for 11, so he's close. He just missed the 1 off. But 2 years out, with both guessing 100, it's Josh Triffitt and David Murphy. Josh Triffitt, another thriller.
Outstanding week for Triffitt.
Well done. 102 years different.
102 years different, yeah. That's what they call the 102-year itch.
Yeah.
But you know, if you've had the twins out first, you're going to need a rest.
102-year rest. So yes, very good.
So blink of an eye to an elf then at 100 years. She might have been like, oh, give me a break. You kidding? Just pop those two out. Can't sit down. And Elrond's like, come on. What are you talking about? It's been a blink of an eye.
I'll do the water thing. That'll get you going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway,
I think that's what he was doing. He was trying to like kind of turn his wife on with the water. He wasn't trying to save Frodo. And then she's going, all right, yeah, why not? Let's have another kid. And then he goes, oh, there's a midget outside. Like, what? What's that? Oh, and Gandalf's like, Elrond. He's going, no, not now, in the middle of something.
Anyway,
I don't know.
my question was about the song that wasn't in Merry Alden. And I asked what sport you could relate to it. Most people went for golf.
I was going to say, I think a lot of people say golf.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
About 10 votes for golf.
10 votes for golf.
We also had votes for basketball, rounders, dressage, could have been, beer pong.
Beer pong.
Which is close, but not quite the correct answer.
The correct answer was beer snooker.
It was beer snooker? Yeah, no, the correct answer is table tennis or ping pong. And the reason I've gone for that is because there's a line that says, with a ping and a pong. And that's the gag.
The trivia question is no joke. The trivia question is not to be used lightly, Thomas. You don't know who else may be watching.
But Cormac Murray won. Coincidence? I think not.
Oh, Murray, I get it. Yeah, no, yeah, almost certainly not.
Yeah. Djokovic got knocked out early of the trivia question.
David Djokovic getting the answer wrong, of course.
And the Canadians just missed out. So yes, Cormac Murray, well done to you for getting that. He remembered the line as well, so he knew what I was on about.
So, just to be clear, because this might help you in future trivia questions from Thomas, that it doesn't mention table tennis. It says the words ping pong.
Yeah. Ping and a pong.
Yeah, we're getting to that level.
Not for it.
So Josh Triffitt narrowly misses out on a triple threat.
He does indeed.
Frodo.
I think he was one of the golfers.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but... anyway, close from Warlord and Mark Furness with beer pong. But yes, come on, Murray, you get yourself the chance to buy yourself a Frodo. Okay, trivia for this week, Damian. What is your question?
My question is, in Elvish, what does Daggerlad mean?
Dubakar. Am I right?
I have to come up with another question now, aren't I?
Yeah.
What is the Elvish translation for Daggerlad? Do you know?
Well, I'm trying to... Up north you'd say, like, you're right, lad. So is it some, like, greeting in Elvish? Tiger lad. Big lad. Tiger lad.
It's a Rohan greeting, yeah. It's a kind of... when they go and see their mates in Gondor, and they're like, what's he saying? And they're going, it's a cob. I go, that's a roll, mate. These guys. These Norsemen with their axes.
That's a dagger, lad. There you go. When Bilbo's talking to Sting, that's a dagger. What is it? That's Gandalf's talking. Oh, who's it? Is it James Nesbitt?
You mean Balin. The
There we
paper
go.
opening book, clearly.
That's a dagger, lad. There you go. Smashed
That's
it.
exactly what it means. So that thing about the kangaroo, isn't it? The urban myth. It's not true before everyone kicks off, but there's the stupid, wonderful, fanciful legend that the word kangaroo means I don't understand in Aborigine.
Mm-hmm.
And supposedly because when we went around the world with our flags, taking people's countries, flag, we saw a kangaroo, and my other sailor says, "What's that?" And the Aborigine guy goes, "Kangaroo," meaning I don't understand. And he goes, "That's kangaroo, lad." That's the. So goes the story, but I think I don't think it's true.
Okay.
But it's similar to that.
Yeah.
That, dagger lad. It's just like overheard from Balin.
Oh.
It's quite similar.
Anyway, my trivia question. I'm gonna have to think about this. Comfy. So it's. I don't know where this came from, but it popped into my head as I was sitting on the sofa panicking about a question. So, which model in the SBG range can link parts of the name of Theoden's sword and Gandalf's sword?
I think you give them an extra hint.
Did I?
Yeah, an extra word in there.
Okay.
There you go. Which model links the names of Gandalf's sword?
And you have to give me a reason why. You can't just guess models.
I will be very impressed if anyone gets this. And it's ungoogleable.
Yes.
Unlike mine. So that's why I like Tom's question this week, because you can't cheat, even when you're so inclined. Just have a think about it, and then when you think my tip with you would be when you think you're getting close, chuck that out the window and try and think of something far worse and more obscure, and then you might get there.
Very good.
Trivia section!
Trivia section. Yeah, that's trivia. And we are on to topic 4. The week.
Which was suggested by Mr. Ian Marley.
It was a while ago.
Some months ago.
Yes. And he asked, which is more important in SBG, the list or the player?
Wasn't it in terms of competitive?
Yes, in terms of competitiveness.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry, I should clarify.
So to be competitive?
Yes. To win tournaments, etc. Or to win games.
Important? The list or the player?
Mm-hmm.
Thomas.
Yes. The plist is my answer.
P-list?
Yeah.
It's a temporary file on the computer, you can delete it or sort out your preferences sometimes. It's very
I like
handy.
to sort out my preferences.
Hmm.
I don't know, I mean, I would say that you need the list to be of a certain standard to be able to do. Depends if you're talking about winning a tournament, you can't take
competitively.
Yes.
Which is the word you use. I presume we're talking about tournament win.
Yeah, so you need a list of a certain standard to be able to win a tournament, I would say. But I would say that beyond that point, once you've got a list of a reasonable standard, you've not taken all wargs basically, then you could then a lot of it I think comes down to player skill. And also there's some that's matchup of lists, but you generally see the same names doing well at tournaments, but then on the flip side, maybe they're the people who always bring filthy lists, so...
So you don't think it's possible for...
You can't win with anything.
Yeah, the best player in the world...
No.
To...
Always win, no.
Say I took, I don't know... Lol.
Something really good because you're really bad.
But yeah, so you get, I know, a super awesome player who takes all warg. They're not going to win.
It depends who they're playing against. I mean, if you're the thing is, some of the good lists have models that are kind of difficult to use sometimes. So if you play someone who'd never played the game before and you give them 2 fell beasts and goblins and stuff, and it's pretty competitive. They still might lose because they may not even cast magic with the Fell Beast, but you're talking about that level of horrendousness, I think, for that kind of list to not beat all wargs.
I once played Joe Wilcock
Mm-hmm.
with his Harad army, and it was basically Watchers of Karna, Merchant Guard of Abrakan, and I think Knight of Umbar on Fell Beast.
Was this at Stockport?
Yeah, and it's the first time I'd ever played him. I think it was one of his first tournaments, and he was quite young at the time.
Yeah.
He didn't cast a single spell in the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
And he smashed me. He smashed me and smashed me and smashed me into the ground. He didn't have to cast a spell in the game because he just beat me with his models. I don't know if he was challenging himself or something, but it was sick and upsetting, and I'm not really sure what happened for
What
that.
listed you off for that? Elves?
It was ferals, I think. It was amazing. And I don't know why, but I think he was just going, I don't really need it. Just have you anyway. Oh, it was awful.
Don't need the spells, mate.
Do you want to mobilise Lurtz for heroic strikes? Nah, I'll just kill him. You roll a 1. 1. Ugh. It was just amazing. But that was quite interesting, seeing someone, I don't know, not chuck out a few immobilisers, which you think you would almost automatically do. So well done to Joe for that. It was quite the lesson.
Yeah, you've had a few of those lessons, actually.
You're talking about Lucas, aren't you?
That's one. Also Tom.
Oh, Tom Seeker, he's Grinstead, yeah.
They are both good examples.
I've had some horrendous... They're good players, but yeah. Some, I don't know, if you look at the... I mean, there's interesting to come around. You have paper matchups, don't you?
Yeah.
You have, like... there is no doubt, if you're being competitive, you go to a tournament, and when you see what's on the other side of the table, you don't just go, alright, well, this is a 50-50 game. You go... okay, either I'm going to struggle here or I'm going to win here based on that. But then that doesn't mean, as we've all learned at some point, that's going to play out.
No. I think that's your problem. You're like, yeah, I've got this one. You're thinking too far ahead too? You're thinking into the second week?
I don't think Djokovic is out. And I'm like, oh my God, I've got to hope it. But you do, I mean, I've definitely been guilty of that at like tournaments I'm competing. Like, I think at Longbottom maybe 2 years ago, when it was the middle of the year and I was in a race against Ed, and I think it was the year that Ed I think he just had a bad day at the office on day one. The year that he ended up drunk in the pint glass at the end of the night, you know. That, and if you see like your competition, kind of go, oh, he's lost a round or he's lost 2 rounds. You're like, oh, brilliant, I've won it. Look, oh no, wait, because I've got to win 7 games, and you do then feel. I've been in situations where if you then lose a game that on paper you should win, it feels almost unfair.
Yeah,
I'm sure. Yeah, you know that kind of where you're like, no, because you can't have this now because he's tripped up already. But then obviously I'm sure Ed's thinking exactly the same thing about his first game. But there's definitely I don't think that's arrogant to say that you, particularly if you've taken a competitive army,
you
go into some matches thinking.
You think your list should have this. Yeah. That's the thing. You definitely would back some lists over others. But strange things have happened. Watch Middle-earth's Deadliest Warbands. Watch the World Cup. Strange things happen. Because it's a dice game.
2 hoppers.
And, I don't know, sometimes you can get big swings, and then I would say that players who are good will take their chances when they are presented to them and can ride good luck and would hope to at least, when they get bad luck to a certain extent, mitigate how badly it goes.
Yeah, and I also think it's not when you have those things go, okay, this army should beat that. You have to take that player into it, but like I am saying that as a kind of knowing this army as I know it, and not particularly knowing X person across the table for using that army. You know, if I came up against I don't know, Felbeast, if I came up against 4 Felbeasts at 600 points, and it was Ed across the table, I would have a different feeling about the game than if it was anyone else.
Yeah.
You know, because it's exactly the same list, but you know that...
So you're talking about experience now of the player.
Yeah, well, the player, and it's not simply my army against his army.
Yeah.
It's my army against his army, with me knowing what I know and him knowing what he knows, and then it changes again. If it's me against Ed, I'm like, okay, we're gonna have... I think me and Ed know each other quite well now. We know each other's game quite well. We've had an awful lot of games over the years. But then if I'm playing 4 Felbeasts held by someone else, I'm probably thinking, all right, I've got a bit of an advantage.
Yeah.
Then if he's playing my army with someone else, he's probably thinking he's got an advantage. And then if it's someone else using the Felbeasts against someone else using my army, who the hell knows?
Yeah.
And I think that's quite fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I would say...
Thanks.
Yeah. I think I followed. To know when I don't think I'm necessarily too worried about playing someone whether I feel like they're good with that army or not. I would just feel like if they've been traditionally good with stuff or not before. Or I don't know, I think I would note players when I make a mistake or if whatever, then they would capitalise on that straight away.
Mm.
Then you kind of are like, okay, yeah, you know what you're doing.
I mean, your run of success over the last couple of years has not been with any particular army.
No. I
Which
get bored taking the same army.
You're carving out yourself quite the reputation of doing very, very
handing
well.
people victories at the end of tournaments is what I've been doing quite a lot. Well, because I guess so. I've been taking armies that they're not rubbish. They're certainly
rubbish.
Well, but they're not rubbish. Like they're not like the wargs.
But that's the thing though. They are. This gets right to the core about. When you say they're not rubbish, it's because you use them well.
Yeah, the Eastling one was pretty terrible.
This is at Mansfield.
Yeah, yeah, and I think they can. I don't know, with these kind of armies, the Rohan one the other time at East Grinstead. There's a few armies that I've had where I've done really well in the early rounds and I've got surprise victories, I'd say. Looking at the list that I'm playing against, I think I'd have to play pretty well and get a bit lucky to win this. I end up winning some of those and I get onto like top table. And as soon as I play a filth army, it's just unfair, I think, in kind of probability wise. I'd have to have such huge swings in probability to win. It's just impossible.
Well, we played at the return to Rivenstead.
Yeah.
In game 4 of 6 on the top table.
Yeah.
And you had the charge out of Helm's Deep.
Yes.
And so that means that you had won 3. And I remember you and I had a very competitive army.
Mm-hmm.
I remember you saying like kind of laughing, going, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
And then didn't you that one got away from you, and then didn't you win your next one?
Yeah. So I was on table 2
for the last game. You were on table 2.
Yeah.
And did you win?
No, I lost to Ed. But there were a few rolls where I could have taken it. I mean, I think you play the game 7-8 times out of 10, Ed would have won it. But there was a chance I could have won. But yeah, I mean that one. I mean, again, it's not fundamentally a bad list, but it was Theoden with Riders of Rohan, no Erkenbrand, no upgrade to fight for.
It's a waste of time.
So I had Theoden, a captain, and Riders. So that's 2 Warbands of Rohan. Then I had Aragorn, Legolas
Gambling,
on horse, and Gambling with the banner.
You're gambling at your favourite gambling.
Oh yeah, favourite gambling. So I did have 3 Warbands of Rohan. But yeah, it was a pretty small army, and it was all fight 3. But yeah, I was pretty pleased with a couple of the victories in there because I was fighting armies that I thought were better.
I felt when I used that Throne of Skulls, like a scaled down version of it, that yeah, I took it purely for fun and fluff reasons. But actually, if you've got Aragorn, Legolas, Theoden on horse and they charge, they smash everything up.
Yeah, they are good
because you almost put them in the middle so that people can't swamp them.
Yes, they were very good if you kept them together. I mean, I think the problem was Theoden was my leader, which makes him obscenely vulnerable.
He hasn't got any will.
Yeah. The other piece to it, I guess, is that yeah, okay, Aragorn and Legolas are really, really good, but the fight 3 of the Rohan should struggle against some armies.
Could have upgraded.
I did get very lucky on some points. So it's essentially, as soon as I play a Fellbeast, I was like, I'm probably going to lose that game.
Yeah.
But I won the game I played against a Fellbeast, and I won a game where I played Saruman with Blasting and fight for Uruks with Berserks and stuff, and it still
That's quite.
So I managed to win those two, which I thought I was going to lose looking on paper. The Eastlings won, so that handed you the tournament because you got about 1 million victory points at Lords of Battle because horses now count.
Yeah, you had 33 models.
Yeah, and you got
and
like
I got
80 something
VPs.
Absolutely.
It was beautiful.
The Easterlings, that was Amdur on horse, 4 horses, 2 captains, and then the rest just Easterlings on foot with some black dragons. And that played game 5 and 6 on the top table at Mansfield, both against Jamie's Woes Elves, and both got absolutely I got smashed twice. Because he outnumbered me with Woes Elves. Yeah. Which did hand Jamie the tournament. But that, again, I had a couple of victories that I thought that... I played Owen and he had some poor luck early on, or I had some amazing luck in that he had Alfred sat at the back and he decided not to use his thing all at once because I think he wanted his heroes to get down to 0 might and then bump them back up.
There's no risk.
And I had 4 Eastling archers with about 3 or 4 in the ways.
I know the answer.
Dead take him off, turn 1. So that was one bit of luck. And then the second bit of luck is something like he had Dwalin on a pony and the King's Champion. I think they both fluffed her at combats at key points.
Right.
But yeah, still I thought that was a huge game to win against a Dwarf Lake Town alliance with, those heroes when I've got, Amdur, but...
I definitely think you can get some... If you know what you're doing with the game, you can get some unlikely results.
I think you can get yourself there, but I don't think you can really win a tournament with a list that isn't really good. Well, I don't know. The best I did was with Bolg and the Hunter Ox winning the event, but I wouldn't say it's a terrible list.
But that was spectacular because that was 750 or 850.
750. Yeah, I think it was 750 or 800. 750, and you have to take up to 250 with 2 heroes. Yeah.
So around those points, and you had no spellcasters. You just had Azog, Bold, Gundabad captain.
It was just Bolg. It was Bolg and a Hunter Ox captain and 2 Gundabad captains, and just Gundabads and Hunter Ox. So it was 2 warbands of Gundabads in there.
And I mean that's a hell of an achievement. And that beat Ed's Fellbeast.
Yes.
And
we drew.
Did I have elves?
Yeah,
I had elves that time, didn't I?
Yeah. But I played Thranduil 3 times. Terror causing Thranduil with my courage to up. Well, no, I had two times Thranduil and then the Fellbeast. And the Gundabads, as much as they're pretty poor for their points really, but they won me the game against the Fellbeast because their courage is 1 more than I think their courage 3.
Yeah.
So that was and their spears. Every time I got a model in, I could put a spearman in, so that if I got 1 Hunter Oak in, that's 3 attacks on the Fellbeast straight away.
But are you saying that's because would anyone else have had the same chances of winning? Just the list or the player?
I don't think that. I think someone would struggle to win a tournament with that. But again, I think I'd struggle to win a tournament with it again.
Yeah. But
you have to have an element of luck in winning any.
Yeah, I've always said, I've said this so many times that I don't think you need an element of luck. I think you need a huge amount of luck to win a tournament.
The games you play.
I think you have the list. I think you have the plan, and then I think you have the scenario.
Yeah.
And that's something you can't control.
No.
And I think that the scenario can absolutely hands down win you games and win you tournaments. Mm-hmm. Like without a shadow of a doubt. Mm-hmm. It's worked both ways for me over the years.
Yeah.
Like and it's not only you, it's your opponent.
Yeah.
You need someone to I don't know if I think I'm mentioning Ed just because I think I've competed against him the most. But if someone gets drawn against him at Recon, I need them to beat him.
Yeah.
That's the one where you need the player who plays him at Recon to beat him.
Mm-hmm.
And similarly for me, if I get Recon with my ferals where I've got very small numbers, that's like the chance.
Yeah.
Or
a hold ground horde and early.
Yeah, hordes are a natural counter, but I mean pure if the armies are fine, but the scenario, say the armies.
Yeah, didn't Gary Doyle do you at Recon?
Yeah, Gary Doyle beat me at Longbottom with Dunland Chaff.
Yeah.
If that was almost any other scenario, I'd probably win that. But he gets the right scenario and you lose. And I think that same tournament, I wasn't that worried because I lost to Jay, and I genuinely believed. And this is me knowing what I'm doing with the army. I think I've had a lot of success with it. and obviously against Joe, who's a very good player, and we turned up to the table, and it was
with his Lake Town.
Yeah, it was his Lake Town stuff, and it was the party tree one in the middle, so some sort of whole ground, I think. Yeah. And he had blinding light and more shooting than me, so I had to walk towards him and take the shooting, and I literally just stood there, I've lost, like without not being too defeatist about it, but it's kind of like
just on the probability.
Yeah, unless, you know, I will go through the motions, but unless something spectacular happens to your dice throughout, I can't win this. And he smashed me. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like, you know, that's not the list. That's the list, not the player. It's the combination of list and scenario. It's not to say Jay couldn't have screwed that up if he was a worse player, obviously.
Yeah, I'd say there's some interesting things, actually, in that someone like Jay, obviously he's a very good player, but I would say he's good at creating new lists. I would say that.
But the late towns all him. You know, you've seen it since. But he was the first one with the old Lake Town army, and then he was the first one to take that on and do Lake Town militia with Bard as a horde, and then introduce the White Council. You know, that's very much his thing.
But I think you could have different players, right? Some people, I don't know. I think I'm very good at taking a standard army and doing well with it, but I don't think I'd necessarily be the best player in the world if I had to do all hero.
Yeah.
Or play with a horde, because I know what I'm good at playing with, which is a kind of standard army, and I can do well with it. Whereas someone else, I don't know. I mean, Ed's a great player with Felbeast. He's a great player with Hobbits. Give him a standard army, okay, he'd probably do well, but I don't know. Maybe he's better trained at his specific tactics. You don't know.
Yeah,
and those kind of.
Like, you know,
you're better with specific things.
Mine's the Ferokas, like the synergy between those different units, and you do pick up on stuff. You absolutely do. There's no, like, I don't think it's hugely arrogant to say, like, you give that army to someone else, they're not going to do as well with it. They might well do as well with it after using it for quite a while, but it, you know, every army, everyone, like even Rivendell Knights, you know, they seem easier to use in the kind of run away and shoot, but it's not that simple. Yeah. It's about managing your resources and standing back and you know getting through Lords of Battle in that situation, you know. And it's I definitely think there isn't the Death Star, there isn't an army list you can give to any player and they will win tournaments.
No, but I mean there are some lists where you see people who generally may not do so well at tournaments and then are like, okay, I'm going to bring this list now and do really well. But I don't know, I mean, I've had examples where I've beaten Goblin Town plus Ringwraith plus Shamans, and it's meant to be the, you know, a really kind of
I do think
winning list.
Yeah, I think Magic's huge. I really do. That I think I've been playing around, particularly over last year, with the elves a fair bit in different tournaments like the Mirkwood Halls and kind of trying to make them work. And the closest I got was at Stockport. I came second at Stockport at 600 points with old Thranduil, old Legolas, old Tario, and then a bunch of Palace Guard elves and Rangers. And they were good at that points level. But then when you get higher, and I've played 2 tournaments, maybe 3 tournaments with a kind of 750 mix, still keeping it themed. It's not to say it's not a good army, but keeping it either all Thranduil's Halls or using Thranduil's Halls and an Erebor contingent as a kind of pre-Smaug army. And on those times, it can win games, and I feel like I can play well and I can utilise it, do well. But I'll go up a few tables, and then I'll come up against a Ringwraith or Saruman and Galadriel or something like that, and it's not unfair because it's a tournament, but it feels unfair because then you're without that ability that I'm normally doing to people with Saruman to turn them off
or blast.
Yeah, it's mainly immobilise. It's just that kind of no, he can't do his thing. Then the standard army can't work.
It gets tricky, yeah.
I mean, we joked about it in our game with Theoden.
Yeah,
like, but you know.
That, I mean, double spellcaster is the next level up to 1,000 points. You really need, if you want to win the tournament, probably going to need 2 spellcasters. Yeah. I think I do. It disappoints me a bit, but I think that wizards have far more impact than the equivalent points in a big hero. The majority of the time, if they're on the same table fighting, if you picked I picked a big hero, you've picked a big wizard should win. And that's why Fell Beasts are really good, because they can do both roles in one.
Particularly named ones.
Yeah, which...
I was very pleased, Sam Page ran a tournament, the 80-point tournament at the end of last year, and that I took an army for pure fluff. It was an 80-point tournament, and I was having a chat with Sam essentially about, I want to go for a kind of theme on this, and sort of saying, okay, so I can't take this, so I can't take, I don't know, whatever it was. It was all around Battlefield armies, but
can't take
Thranduil, it was obviously that it was the beefy one or whatever. It was Bard leading late tennis of Alfred and all that sort of stuff, and that was, I was enjoying the film at that time. I was excited about the extended edition. I was very much into it, and I had Bayorn, who's definitely good, but not overpowered. And then I think it's fair to say probably at that tournament, kind of like at ours, everyone was doing this sort of thing. So maybe the average competitiveness went down, but I did really well at that, and I think I ended up winning 6 out of 7 with it. And I was very surprised by that. And the one I lost, I might have lost 2, I can't remember. But the one I lost was to Camille and his Goblin Town Filth. And I was playing Saruman and the Shadow Lord and Dreamer and the Goblin King and a horde of goblins and shamans. Yeah. And it was awful. Absolutely awful. And I had no spellcasters. Yeah. And, right, no, sorry, I lied because I had it was the old Thranduil, just for points. Yeah. So I had, you could do Nature's Wrath and you could do, I had no Immobilise. And he's got 2 Immobilise a turn. And because it was Warga Nation, which is a custom scenario where you have to kill Wargs that came on, I think I ended up losing it something like 8-7 or 9-7. And on the last turn, Thranduil was against a Goblin and did like a heroic combat to get onto a Warg or get onto 2 Wargs. There was a chance. There was a chance, which is absurd. Yeah. But that's all about the scenario. If it was whole ground, I wouldn't have had a chance. And that was literally, I think I was playing that well, because I think at that point in game 5, I was like, alright, well, I'll tell you what, I'm at a fun, fluffy tournament, I've come up against this absolute filth, I'm going to do everything in my power to try and win. And that's a real challenge then, when you don't have a filth. And I think this is what you do well, that you kind of go, right, okay, think about the scenario, how can I possibly set up to minimise this? Yeah. And you have to kind of rule out your big heroes and say, alright, well, they're not going to do anything because they're going to be immobilised, so, what can I do? And, it nearly came off, and that, had it come off, I think would have been one of the biggest wins I've ever had. And
I think you enjoy, I don't know, I certainly enjoy playing games where I go into it thinking I should lose this, can I win it? I don't enjoy it when you get smashed. It's a bit dull when it becomes a dice rolling exercise. And so I'd say that I enjoy playing a game with a worse list if I'm not going to get just shredded in the shooting, and then when you get there your army's so depleted that there's just no point in having the fight really. And I generally dislike multiple hurl. It's basically Fell Beasts because it's so hard to stop them from hurling you. I don't mind too much on other things, but it just I don't know. I find it's difficult to do your tactics if you're on the floor.
I think it's the double caster for me more than the hurl. I think if obviously if you got Fell Beasts, they can double cast you and double hurl you. But I played a game fairly recently against just 2 vanilla ring wraiths, and I had Thorin and Megalith, I think. And every turn it was 3+ Immobilise, 3+ Immobilise, and it just seemed to come off every single turn. It was like, and there was nothing fun about it for me. And I think the game was a draw, but it it's not. And it was a tournament. There's nothing. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying my experience of that game was that
you want to use your heroes.
Yeah, you want to use your heroes, and you want them to die in a big combat. You don't want them to go, okay, it's my turn, so I'll charge in. Then you'll eliminate me. Oh, it's your priority, so you'll immobilise me, and then you'll charge in. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what solution there is, and I don't think there is a solution. I think if you're going to go and play tournaments, you're going to have to come up against combative armies. And as I already said, I do it myself a lot.
But coming back, so you're saying it's not just player and list, it's player and list plus scenario.
I think the scenario is huge. Okay. I think the scenario is absolutely huge. Okay. In competitive. Okay. Yeah. I think it's only tournament games, because I think as soon as you're playing here with your mate, you just don't do that. I think. If I play enough tournament games, whenever I get the chance, and it's very rare to just play a casual game, I almost normally chat about the armies with my opponent first. Just like, what do you want to bring, or what do you want out of the game? And okay, well, I'll bring something like this. And I find that you tend to see less magic in friendly games.
So would you say, coming back to the original question, that the people who place well in the GBHL league, are they, excluding that they go to more tournaments than people who go to 1, 2 or 3 events, but are they the people who are the best players, or the people who take the best lists?
I think if you over the course of the year, they're the best players. If you look at the rankings, I think a single tournament.
Would you say the top 10 are the top 10 players?
No. But then I also don't think there's a top 1 player or a top 2 player. Well, I don't think it's that simple. But I don't think the top 10 are the top 10. Mm-hmm. But I think at any single tournament, you can take a good list and have a good run.
Yeah.
But I think you'll get found out over the course of a year. Whereas I think if you looked at maybe the top 20 will contain the top 15. But it's also, it really fundamentally is about how much they commit, in terms of the league, it's about how much they commit to the league.
Because you could get some good players who don't go either.
Yeah.
So.
Like if you, I don't know, if next year Ed goes to 1 tournament, he's not going to be in the top 20.
No.
But he's clearly still a very, 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 very good player.
Yeah.
You know, so that's important. And,
yeah.
You know, when you're looking at the rankings, you don't know who was at what tournament or whatever. Mm-hmm. But there's nothing you can do about that. You know, That's the nature of a sort of amateur league. But I think the league is fairly fair. I think if you look over the last 3 or 4 years, generally speaking, the same names are in. I don't know. The same 10 names are in the top 20. The same, I don't know what it is. 15 names are in the top 25. You know, there's somewhere around.
There'll be some churn. There'll be some new players who,
and
whatever.
And there's some people that don't try. I think there are certain players out there who are clearly very good at the game, who have no interest in competing,
and don't bring the list.
And don't bring the list. So then their average will drop down.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't think you can come top 5 in the league without being a damn good player. Yeah. I don't think you can probably come top 10 in the league without being a damn good player. Yeah. But beyond that, I think there's so many variables in it. That's part of what makes it so good. That's part of, I don't think there's anyone who's unbeatable. I don't think there's any list that's unbeatable.
No. For me, in terms of a personal goal for you, like what would be your big achievement? So would winning the league be your achievement?
It would be great. You know, really.
If you were going to have one achievement that you were trying to aspire to.
In the game?
Yeah.
I'd really like to win a long bomb. I don't know, because I don't like if I tried to win the league in, when was it, 2013?
Yeah.
That was when I utterly committed to it, and Ed picked me to the post, and like deserved to win it. And there's nothing I can do about that. I'd love to again, but the last 2 years I haven't been to enough events to win the league. Like you know, realistically, to kind of get enough events up, and therefore it limits my chance. I'm not. I don't know. Who knows, if things go well at a couple of tournaments, I'm in that position, I might go for it. But I'd like to. It'd be nice, but I'm not. It's not a.
So winning long bottom's the big one for you.
It'd be nice. I want to win Nova. I think I focus more on it. I get oddly fixated now on Sam's events, like because I've won.
Do really well.
I think I've won 3 100-point players or 4. I don't know, but that feels like a
home ground.
Yeah, it feels a bit like Murray Wimbledon, whereas I'd rather win that. I'd rather go there, go to a couple each year that you really target and just, I don't know, remind myself that I can win an event or something like that. That I think that's more, not that it's more important. I think at this point in my life it's more likely.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna get to all of, I think I've missed 200 pointers already this year.
Yeah, I think.
And
the ship sailed for this year.
You know what I mean? It's like I'm not. There's what that thing. What about you?
I don't know.
You came damn close.
Yeah, so this was the first year of the GBHL. I was first all the way through it, and apart from the last weekend, and that was it. And I had a couple of games. I had a draw that set me back, and then I played you, and I didn't feel like my army was really equipped to play you either. Because, I don't know, thinking about it again, I think I should have taken your list to the event and just said, have you got more Farokas, please? But, yeah, I didn't really take Filth, I just took Elves, and, okay,
Gondor,
Elves are...
didn't you?
I did pretty well with Gondor at a few, yeah. I had Gondor at a few events. Yeah, Gondor and Elves were my 2 lists. Yeah, because one that did well was the Gandalf the White.
Palantir, I think.
Yeah.
Pippin for life.
Pippin for life. But yeah, I enjoyed doing it in the first year because we were both new then, and it was nice to kind of, I don't know, as we thought it, mix it up with the kind of hardcore tournament goers, because I think, I don't know, the feeling at the start for us was, these people think they know who the top X players are, and then we kind of came in and did pretty well.
I think around that time though, a lot of that changed when the Hobbit rules came out and a lot of people started getting into it, and there'd been a very stable sort of meta in the GTs for both in terms of players and in terms of lists for a few years, and then loads of people started coming in and doing different things, and it all kind of changed up, which is quite fun. Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely enjoyed that. I've not really since that year gone to an event with my sole thought being I want to win this, apart from Nova, which even then I nearly didn't bring a competitive list because I wasn't really in the mood to fly all the way to America, play some games and then maybe lose one and be like, well, could have just brought something fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nova went really well.
And then some.
So that was really good, and the doubles was good. Yeah.
Drop.
So yeah, Nova was good fun. But this year I feel like if I can get Lake Town done in time for it, then it won't be like me using the elves, because it's competitive, but it'll be new to a certain extent.
You haven't done it, have you?
So that's the thought with that one. But yeah, I don't know, for me, my goal with it was to try and win events with lists that I feel like other people would be like, I don't think you can win with that.
You talk about goals.
Like the Easterlings, winning an event with an Easterling list or
winning,
something.
it's a similar sort of thing to like your Lake Town, that winning with the Thranduil's halls, and it sounds like a simple thing, but without an immobilise, it's good. Like, so keep it. So if it's up to 750, you can do it with them. Possibly at 800. I don't know what you put in, but like maybe Lady of Light or something to give you a bit of anti-wraith stuff. Yeah. But if you could, I wanted to win a tournament with that elf army, just a pure elf army, and I think over. It's not to say you can't. We can talk about this. You can't. But over 600, over 750, it becomes deeply unlikely. Yeah. Whereas around 600, there's been a couple of events.
Those elves are good at that point.
Yeah. As I said, at Stockport was second, and I think that would be unlikely. And I felt like they knocked on the door. Like both times, I felt like they were kind of one away. I think Murphy did me the first time at Old Ground, and it's like you just come up against something.
Goblin Town at Old Ground, and you're in trouble.
And it's like, well, that's it. That's the thing. And that army, I think, and it's not just me. It's that army hasn't won on its own with that kind of thing, because I don't think it has that tool to get over that last step. So that would be a challenge that I'm still like periodically going to do. Yeah. Right, and not going to do it as in I will do it, but going to tournaments.
I think certain armies who don't really have a spellcaster in them, you can win at lower point cost events, but as soon as you go high, you're in trouble. Yeah. So that's a pure Rohan force, pure Gondor force. I think any of those.
But it's the beauty of it is the same as the curse as well, that I love about the game, and it makes me infuriate, because that Stockport tournament, I came off against Ed's Felvis with that army. So it was Tario, Legolas, and
they're well equipped to beat that kind of army.
And I beat the Felvis, and I was like, that's amazing. I think that was that game. It was either game 4 or it was either the penultimate game or the game before. Yeah. And I was like, yes, I've come through 3 decent games, and now I've done that. And then I come against Murphy's Goblin Town, which on paper the Fell Beasts will smash due to the low courage, and Chris crushes me. And it's like, no, that's not fair, because now I know that what will probably happen is that now Ed will have won his last one and he'll get you. But it's not. At that tournament, Chris went on to win it. Yeah. Very much deserved. But you know what I mean? There's that kind of thing where sometimes you feel like, it's kind of what we were talking about earlier, that I've done that. I've managed to beat the seed, and then you lose to something that army will be in. It's that paper, scissors, stone thing, which makes SPG so great. It's very unusual that you just have that one army that steamrollers its way through everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Like your France, you've beaten Germany, and then you lose to Portugal.
Portugal can't win games.
Cool.
Year as well.
So yeah, I don't know if those witterings answered the question or not. If you had to put percentage on it, so you got to give a percentage to scenario, to list, and to player. What are you going to give? With the caveat that the list can't be chronically awful, something that Larry's thought up, which is all unarmed models. A standard baseline is a standard army.
The biggest thing has to be the player. The biggest thing has to be the experience of the player and the ability to deal with what the game chucks at you.
But then as soon as you get players at the same level, list and scenario.
Well, yeah, but I think they go hand. I think they kind of go hand in hand. Like if it's just a straight up fight, there's obviously going to be the list, but one of those scenarios can put such a spin on it that it.
So, percentage wise, any ideas?
I don't know. I think the majority of it to answer the question, or to give a vague feeling about it, the majority of it is the player for me. It's the player.
50% player.
More than 50%.
You're going 60%.
If you go and play a list.
Oh, okay, player list. Okay.
Then I think a good player will do better with a bad army more than a bad player will do well with a good army. Okay. I think. But then I think the best player in the world can get absolutely scuppered by drawing the wrong scenario at the wrong against the wrong opponent.
Yeah.
And against an opponent that they would crush at every other situation. I think that can absolutely happen, and that can tip your whole tournament on its head. Okay. And that does. I've been there, and I've also been there when it's happened to people, and I think it feels unfair. At that moment you go, this isn't fair because I don't get to play this game in a way. But then that is the nature of tournament game. Mm-hmm. You, percentage boy.
Percentage boy. I don't know. I think more list. More player to an extent. As long as they're not. As long as the lists aren't too far apart, then definitely player. So maybe 50, 30, 20 for the list scenario. List 30, scenario 20. Something like that. Player 50.
There you go.
Yeah.
What are your arbitrary percentages? Let us know. That has been a much longer
topic than we
thought. But I enjoyed talking to you about that.
Did you?
Yeah, it was nice. I hope you enjoyed it.
Enjoyed it too.
Yeah, obviously. Do let us know in the comments below what you think about List and Player, and we'll go over that next week. But before we go, we're going to sign off in the traditional Palante way by having a 50-point bat rap where you are the victor.
Yeah, I'm Gollum. Winning.
And?
What do you mean, and? I didn't get.
You like Portugal.
What?
It's not just Ronaldo.
It's not just Ronaldo. Oh, the fell one. Yeah. Gollum does cry a lot though.
When Gollum falls over in the first 5 minutes here, he gets carried off the pitch. It's going to be the wild that
wins it. And then the BBC will write a news article saying that Ronaldo's must be considered world class now for falling over.
Absolutely. And in a wonderfully themey 50-point bat rap encounter, who are they up against?
They are up against you.
Correct.
Themey. Me against you.
Yep. And also, as well as that thing, there's also something on the table which is two Dunedain will be trying to catch Gollum and his fell warg.
Yes.
Just like in the books. And we'll go into that now. Yeah? So here we are, the 50-point bat rap. We've had to move downstairs because Emma's gone to bed, and this is where that earlier information really comes into on the Palante. You understand that now we're sleeping in that room. There's that mattress I talked about.
Mattress, zoom on mattress.
So here we are for today's 50-point bat rap with the defending champions Gollum and a fell warg.
Whoop whoop.
Up against two Dunedain. This one's called Dun, this one's called Dane.
Dane should be pretty good.
Yeah, Dane's got the spear.
Dane is spear, Dunedain.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just put it in 6 inches. As always.
You starting at the back.
Yes. Priority.
Yes.
And the evil and dark red.
Okay. Gollum's priority gets a 1.
That goes to Dunedain. I'm going to stay where I am.
6 inches forward. Hurry, march. You got to, mate.
Don't want to. He's 4, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is he 5? Let's give him 5.
Okay.
He might be 5. My shoot phase.
Yep.
So I'm going to start with Dun.
Yep.
Shooting at. Oh, God, he's 2 wounds, isn't he? 1 fate.
Yep.
Defense 4. Dun is going to shoot a golem.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't
But
moved.
it's
That's
under
gone
the
forever.
sofa.
This never would have happened upstairs.
Good work.
Dun shooting at golem. He's hit.
Okay. In the
it's a
way?
5 to wound. For what?
I don't know. To protect Gollum.
It's a 5 to wound. That's a
Oh.
wound from Dun. Solid start.
I will take the wound.
That's great news because now I'm going to have Dane who's going to fire at golem. He hits. It's
No.
a 5 to wound. It's a wound on golem.
No!
Should have put the ring on. Fate point.
Fate point.
Oh, he's alive.
Yeah.
He's alive.
Yeah,
By
you
the
take
skin
that.
of his
You
teeth.
take that.
Yeah. Priority.
Mm-hmm.
Goes to you.
Ring.
You're putting the ring on.
Yeah,
It's
it'll
risky,
die.
remember.
It is
If
risky.
the wild dies this turn,
I could take the draw. No, I won't put the ring on. Just charge both.
Yeah, he can charge both.
Charge both,
Charge
and then
both.
Gollum can saunter forward.
Not putting the ring on.
No. No ring.
Combat then.
You heroic combating.
It's tempted to be that range. Dun is in red.
Yeah, I'm gonna piercing.
One of them's got a
Claw.
sword, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dun's got a sword. Dun will faint.
Okay. It's a strong 3.
Yeah, that's good.
Come on, Warg. Come on! Yeah, burn that might.
Dane will burn the might
Okay.
to win.
Yep.
Strength 4.
Yep.
Defense 4s.
It's force.
Dun's in red. Dun takes him out.
Takes him.
But Dane has used his might point.
Yep. Priority.
Yes.
This is where it gets nasty for Gollum. It's
to
you.
me. Everyone's out of charge range.
No. No.
No heroics.
I can't do anything. Is he in charge range?
Yes.
You're playing ball.
Yes.
In.
I'm not having you go 2 on 1.
But not shooting me.
Dun is on
Just
red.
key.
Oh.
Who's got the might point?
Dun.
Done. I'm high fight.
Correct. You're not wearing the ring though.
No. I would be dead if I was wearing the ring.
Dun on heroic strike.
He will heroic strike. What do you go up to?
You're not striking back.
No. Oh, I've got 1 might.
No fate.
No, I will not strike.
No?
Yeah.
Plenty.
Plenty, yes.
Dun will faint.
Yes. No 6 for you. No 6 for you. Is double 4. You've got 1 might with no might left, so we're. Well, a 4 could do it with my might point. And justify not striking! 3 and a. What's that?
6.
Yeah! But they're both striking Dun.
Yes.
Have a fate point. I hit him once with a 1.
Nothing.
I hit him twice with a 5. 8. Does he have a might point left?
No matter how many times you ask me, I'm still out.
Why didn't he have a might point?
He used it to heroic strike.
Okay.
You recall. It was a wise tactical gambit.
Shame. Priority. All important now. It's me. Shard.
Dane is what they call in the industry up against it.
Yes. Should probably zoom in on this. There we And do you want me to set the bar?
Mm-hmm.
You have no might left. The bar is a 3. It's strong bar.
Pain? Oh.
Where is it? So he has a fate point. So I need 4s on him. 4 to wound. It's not a wound. Second one. It is a wound. Fate. He loves it. It's squeaky. Loincloth time. 5 for priority's not bad. You win priority.
My tactical options are limited.
Yes. You can feint, I think. I think he's got a sword on there.
Oh, he does.
Would you like to feint?
Everything.
I'm going to set the bar with my first dice. It's a 2. Do you think you can beat a 2 after last time?
No.
Okay, I'll set the bar again. It's a 2 highest. It's a chance. Anything but a 2, Damian.
You've got a...
You need a 3.
Point, right?
Have I still got my might point? Oh yeah. You could do with a 4, Damian. Oh, he gets the 6. Could this be victory from the jaws of defeat? He needs a... Is it a 5 to kill it? He's got him...
Defense 4, right?
It's 4s to wound. 50-50 chance.
Strength 4.
Yeah, ding ding. Can he win? On a 4! I can't find it. It's there. Excellent camera work. But would you call that a choke?
Yeah.
We're back on.
I felt it in the waters.
You missed the table with the priority. Priority. 3. Priority. 2. It's me. Charge. Gonna set the bar. Hopefully at more than a 2 this time. First roll is a 5. Second roll is a 6. A 4 will do it. After the doing the thing. Had the chance. Oh, could still have a chance. No, it's gone. The chance is gone.
There's going to be angry nerds who are going to complain that I should have stood there and shot.
Yes.
It's not the dinner day way.
But, zooming in on the victor. The legend that is Fuzzy Gollum. Gollum. And an orange peel. And a T-Rex. An highlighter. Gollum takes it. Brilliant.
And so there we go. Here we are in the post-battle breakdown. A second victory to Gollum and the Warg. Or maybe, no, probably more victories. We can't remember.
Some victories.
Some victories.
No, it's because Rowan Captain was leading, so it's
right.
the second victory for Gollum.
So you go, how do you think that went, Tom?
Awfully, then better, then potentially awfully, then winning. That's how it went.
I thought it went very well in the first turn.
Yeah, your first turn of shooting was impeccable.
2 wounds. Got rid of his fate point, that was good, strong. Killed the dog, strong. And I don't know, I know I could have shot and with 2 might points probably killed him, but it didn't seem right to me.
Would have been boring.
Would have been clever. And I don't know, to be honest though, I thought going in with 2 might with the 2 attacks, I actually thought I had a pretty decent chance.
Yeah.
Against 1 might and a high 5 value. And then the awful happened.
You died on the first turn.
Probably shouldn't have struck. That was probably a mistake. To waste the might point. A fate point 3, obviously. Classic fate point when you've used your might point.
Yeah.
And then you choked horrendously. Two rounds of combat with the 3 highest, I believe.
But you couldn't capitalise.
Couldn't get there. Got the chance. Literally just needed a 4.
Yeah.
50-50 chance to kill Gollum. With a great victory for Dane. Alas.
They're out.
No good.
Which is a shame because we're running out of armies.
really are. That's why we had 9 weeks off so Tom could paint 2 the other day. There we go, there's the 50-point bat rep and Gollum and the Warg march on. Join us next week when we'll hopefully be back with more of this nonsense. Until then, don't forget to comment, like, share and subscribe.
Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter.
Support your Hobbit host by clicking the links below.
Support your hobby.
And happy strategy battle game.